Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, the Tanya Takeover, where I'm your girl Tanya. Today we're going to be talking about how to be your authentic self. Now, in this day and age where we are being influenced left and right, I feel like a lot of us are lost and getting lost in the crossroads. We are, losing a little bit of ourselves. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? We're being influenced, we're looking at social media, we're comparing ourselves, and we're just not being our authentic self, or maybe forgot who that is. Today we're going to talk a little bit about it because it happens, guys, but we're here to do it together. We're here to learn and grow together. So on my channel, we talk about beauty, fashion, finance, the trifecta. You can't have one without the other. So if that's something that you might be interested in, consider hitting that like and subscribe button down below, and let's get started. Okay, guys, so on our quest to be our authentic self, I'm realizing that a lot of us are kind of losing ourselves in the crossroads. We are watching and being influenced. And have you noticed that when you're going on these social media sites and you're going on different sites, everybody's starting to look the same. Everybody's starting to, dress the same, look the same, wear the same, smell the same. I mean, it's getting to be a lot, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting recommendations about smells and looks and things like that. But I feel like a lot of people are starting to think what they're doing, or maybe because somebody else is doing it, what they're doing is wrong, and that's not true. Just because you don't have like the newest name brand or the newest clothes or whatever it is, doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't up to par. It just means that you're doing it differently, and it's okay to be you. These are some things that help you become your authentic self and to remember who you are and what makes you an individual. Nobody wants to look at a clone. They want somebody who's individual. What makes you laugh? What makes you smile? What makes you different? Are you funny? Are you goofy? Are you serious? Do you get the job done? Whatever makes you you is what makes you special. So let's get into it. First thing I would definitely say is to embrace who you are and what makes you different. This is key when becoming your authentic self. First, you got to write down exactly what makes Tanya tick, okay? What makes you tick? What makes you, you. And just because you don't wake up and drink lemon water, or because you wake up and you don't exercise or run miles, doesn't mean that you are not special, you are not worthy. A lot of people are thinking that this way of living is the only way to live. And although I admit to it, I love the aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. I love the fact that, everything's one color and monochromatic and everything's muted. Doesn't mean it's not okay to live in color. And when I say live in color, I'm not talking about the actual color. I'm talking about living the you that living the you that you were meant to be. A lot of people are forgetting what makes them special. And I think a good way to realize who you are is kind of take a break from social media and just say, you know what, I'm gonna just be me, like without the influence, without the outside noise. What do you like? What makes you tick? What makes you special? And hone into that, tap into that, and be okay with who you are. Once you're okay with who you are, you don't have to worry about being influenced. You're really going to genuinely look at something and say, you know what? I like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's so many times where I'll, look at a fragrance or see something and I'm like, okay, you know what? Everybody's wearing this. I hope it smells good. And I go to smell it and I don't like it. And it's not for me to like, and it's not for me to enjoy because it's just not me. And that's okay. Getting recommendations and seeing things that you like or things you want to try, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that stop thinking that what you're doing is wrong because you're not seeing other people do it. Being your authentic self means knowing and embracing who you are and what makes you special. The next thing I would definitely say is to listen to your instinct, follow your gut. You know when something's wrong, you know when something feels off, you know when you're not feeling comfortable with something. And I feel like we'll go against it because it's going against the grain. Everybody's going left. Why am I going to go right? And I feel like, honestly, this comes with age and maturity. I find this a lot in younger people, that they don't realize that trusting their instinct and what feels good to them and what makes sense to them. There is no right and no wrong when it's being your authentic self. If you have an instinct that tells you, I need to go for this. Everybody's going towards this, but I have this instinct that maybe I should go into business for myself. Maybe I should go for that career change. Maybe I should try that out, try out that class. Then do that, okay? Not everybody is meant for social media. Not everybody is meant to be in computers. Not everybody's meant for, whatever the trending topic is right now. Sometimes you're meant to stand out, you're meant to be different. And trusting that gut and your instinct is what's going to guide you through it. It's guided me through so many things because I have stories on times where, I thought everybody was doing this. Everybody was going on vacation. Everybody was, enjoying life, living life. Remember that? Everybody was living life. And I couldn't do that. I had, stuff to do. I had businesses to run. And please understand and trust and believe, years later, looking down the line, now those people are the ones working and struggling and, hustling and doing what they need to do, where now I can sit back and live life. And that all came with trusting my instinct, trusting my gut, and going for what I believed in. The next tip to being your authentic self is to have integrity. Integrity is having the knowledge and the gumption to, stick to what you say. If I say I am not tolerating this, if I say that, this is unacceptable for me, I'm going to stick to it and I'm not going to accept anything less. I'm not going to be shortchanged because integrity means standing by what you believe in. If I find that, I don't believe in somebody else's beliefs or I don't agree with their beliefs, it's okay for us to have difference of opinions, but it's not okay for me to change what I'm feeling. It's not okay for me to, yes them to death because, I don't want there to be an argument. There's nothing wrong with having a adult disagreement and saying that, I'm going to stick to what I believe in. I'm going to stick to my guns. I am going to, follow my path because that's the path set out for me. Even if somebody doesn't agree with you, you having that integrity and sticking to what you believe in, it's going to make them trust you. You don't have to agree with one another to trust one another and for them to believe. Like, Tanya doesn't believe in working for other people, but trust and believe that, if I had to go back into the workforce, I'm going to be there on time. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to make sure that, my clients, my customers, my patients are happy because I have integrity. People can trust what I say, trust what you believe, trust, the things that you're doing, and trust that you're always going to do it that way. You're not going to flip flop. More action and less talking shows great integrity, shows action, shows people that they can trust you and believe in what you say. Next thing I would definitely say with being your authentic self is to accept faults. We are not perfect. We are not always correct. We are not always right. I know that's one that I have problems with, but no, I'm not always right. And it's okay to admit your faults. It's okay to admit where you made mistakes and change it. I feel like when you admit your faults, you're able to make the necessary changes to be better in the next situation and the next time around. But if you can't accept where you made a mistake or where you're at fault or where you can make changes, then you're never going to grow. You're never going to go anywhere. You're always going to be in that same stagnant position. And that's never anywhere anyone wants to be. No one ever wants to say, oh, you know what? I'm stagnant. I'm not growing. I'm the same as I was 5 years ago. You might want to look the same, but you don't want to act the same. Growing means maturity, and maturity means admitting when you're wrong, admitting when you need to change, admitting when, things need to be done a little bit differently. There's so many times in arguments or disagreements, the person wants to stick to their guns. I said this, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. But you got to sit back. If a lot of people are saying the same things, maybe you need to make a change. And it starts with admitting you're wrong, and it starts with admitting you're at fault. The last thing I would definitely say is not to judge others. We're not here to judge, okay? We're not here to look at somebody and tell them that they should be doing something this way. I remember when, the whole pandemic happened and everybody was scared and everybody's pointing fingers at one another and judging each other. I feel like a lot of people lost themselves. Normally people who would smile and be nice, now they're looking and pointing and judging. And it's just not a good way to be. You can have your beliefs, you can believe in what you want, but to judge others for, things that they believe in that are different is not being true to yourself. I always wonder when people are judging other people, like, why are you not looking into yourself? Why are you over there? Why are you worried about what they're doing when you should be looking at the changes you need to make within yourself? You shouldn't have time to judge others because you should be so busy working on home first, working on what you need to get done, working on what you can do better instead of worrying about what other people are doing and judging them for what they're wearing, how they're walking, where they're going, what they're doing with their lives. You should be focused on your life. Who's focused on you? You're focused on them. Who's focused on you? You have to focus on yourself, and that is a big key to being your authentic self. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me today. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe at the bottom, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.